Weezy out of here.
The dash is digi, the schedule busy. My head in a hoodie, my shorty a goodie. My cousins are crazy, my cousins like boogie. Life is amazing, it is what it should be. Been here for 10, but I...
What is going on, guys? Week Clips here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys my UDN Week 4 match versus Lux, coach of the Groningen Gallades. Lux is actually a really good friend of mine. We've been in a lot of leagues together, and every time we play, it's always a close match. But if you guys are curious, currently our head-to-head record is 3-2 in his favor, so I'd really like to win this game to try and even up that head-to-head matchup. But yeah, so anyways, I'm currently actually 3-0 undefeated, which is really nice, off to a really solid start and on top of the division. And Lux is off to a pretty decent start, going 2-1, only losing his most recent match to another undefeated team. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and jump into Lux's team here. So he has a team of Kartana, Necrozma, Araquanid, Porygon Z, Aerodactyl, Zebstrika, Mega Sableye, Goodra, Dugtrio, Klefki, and Typhlosion. And the 6 I'm going to be bringing this week are Mega Mawile, Rotomosh, Scolipede, Swellow, Greninja, and Amogus. So since there's no team builder, I'll just go ahead and give you guys a quick rundown of my team. So for my Mega Mawile set, we're going to be bringing the heat this week. We're going to be running Play Rough, Sucker Punch, Iron Head, and Magnet Rise. So you guys are probably thinking, like, why Magnet Rise? Well, the purpose of it is if he's going to want to switch out most likely into Dugtrio trying to trap my Mega Mawile, since he can easily outspeed and do a ton of damage if not OHKOing Mega Mawile. So Magnet Rise allows me to be immune to those ground type attacks, easily able to one-hit KO the Dugtrio, which will put me in just an absolutely phenomenal position. So that's pretty much the purpose of the Magnet Rise, if you guys are curious. And then for my Rotomosh set, I'm actually running a really support set, really physically defensive with Toxic and Defog as well, with Hydro Pump and Volt Switch for momentum. So yeah, just a really basic support Rotomosh that just is a really solid check to Araquanid and a lot of his other physical threats like Dugtrio, for example. And then for my Scolipede set, I'm going to be bringing a Swords Dance 3 attacks Buginium Z set, which just really meant to just absolutely tear through his team, which is pretty much do Scolipede things and possibly sweep in the end game. And then for my Swellow set, I'm going to be bringing a Choice Specs, Boom Burst, Heat Wave, Hurricane, and U-Turn set, and his team has absolutely nothing to switch into Swellow, so it's just going to absolutely break this game, which is really nice, especially with that super nice speed tier of 125, outspeeds almost all of his team. So it's actually really nice for me. Then for my Greninja set, I'm going to be bringing dual Water Stab and Water Shuriken for priority in case something gets set up or I need to clean something up late game. Hydro Pump just to hit things hard, Dark Pulse for that other stab, and Spikes just to kind of get that chip damage on his team, break any stashes in case he wants to bring Choice Specs, Eruption, Typhlosion. It'll just make sure to lessen the damage of Eruption every time he wants to come in. And then for my final set, for my Amogus set, I'm going to be bringing a really physically defensive set, and this was mainly meant to check Kartana, but I mean it does a really solid job in getting off Spore this game, as he doesn't have a grass type to switch in, so it's really nice to just be able to put stuff to sleep as long as Mega Sableye is not alive. So yeah, but this is definitely my most useless member of this game, so if I'm going to have to sack something off, it's definitely going to be Amogus. So that's pretty much my team, so let's just go ahead and jump straight into the game. So looking at his team, I really thought he was going to lead either like a Mega Sableye or a Dugtrio just to try and trap something early or try and prevent possible spikes going up or Stealth Rocks. So I thought that Greninja would be a pretty solid lead here, as I'm going to be able to completely chunk the Dugtrio, and it's just a pretty nice neutral ground play. So yeah, that's exactly what we're going to go ahead and do, and he's going to lead the Araquanid. So I can't do anything to this thing, and he can just click the Leech Life and OHKO me, so I'm just going to hard swap into my Rotomosh. So on this turn, I could have clicked the Volt Switch for momentum, but I wanted to kind of scout the set and throw off the Toxic and possibly just see what he wants to go for. And as you guys are going to see here, he is I'm going to click the Toxic, he is going to click the Mirror Coat. Now this was actually a really cool set from Lux here, so yeah, Mirror Coat would have probably killed something if I wanted to Volt Switch, so it's a really good thing that I clicked the Toxic here, and at this point I'm just going to try and like stall this Arachnid out, as it's really annoying. So I'm going to go hard into my Amoonguss, as it's not really going to be able to do anything, as it says Sticky Webs, and at this point I can 100% just go straight into Rotom Wash, and I believe I'm just going to go ahead and click the Defog here, as he can't 2-hit KO me, which is exactly what I'm going to do, as he Volt Switches, go back into Arachnid, and I'm just going to click the Defog. So at this point, he can't really do anything to me, and Toxic's just going to whittle him down, and I'll be able to see if he's a rest set or not. So I'm just going to, I believe I just stay in here, just try and stall him out. Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to click the Defog here, as he clicks Mirror Coat and fails. I'm just going to try and stall him out with Toxic. So this goes on for a couple turns here, as you guys will see. It's going to click the Webs, and then I'm going to click the Defog here, as he wants to go for Sableye. And I'm just going to Volt Switch out here, since he wants to try and save his Arachnid. So yep, he's going to Mega Evolve, and I'm going to Volt Switch. So at this point, he could have gone for the prediction play and gone for the Will-O-Wisp, but I wanted to be aggressive and go into my Mega Mawile, because it would have been really nice to, if he doesn't click the Will-O-Wisp, I'm guaranteed to do a lot of damage to something, or at least chip down the Typhlosion with a Play Rough. So I'm going to go into my Mega Mawile and get the Intimidate off, as he's going to click the Knockoff, which is going to do nothing. So at this point, I figured he's going to try and go into Dugtrio. So this is where we're going to show off the Magnet Rise. And as you guys see, he's going to go to an Arachnid, which is probably even better for me, as I'm going to click the Magnet Rise. Now this guarantees that he's not going to be able to Revenge Kill me with Dugtrio, which is super nice. So we're just going to go ahead and claim a kill on Arachnid here, get this thing out of the way, as it would have been really annoying otherwise with Webs. So he's going to go to the Typhlosion here, and boy, do I not have a switch in for this thing. So at this point, I'm just going to go straight ahead and sack off Amoonguss. It's pretty useless at this point, and I don't really have a reason to keep it around, so I'm just going to switch out. So, right here, I'm figuring he's either Specs or he is Scarf. I'm kind of thinking Spec set, as it just completely breaks my team, but Scarf's also really another viable option I need to be scared of. So right here, I believe I'm just going to go ahead and click the Hydro Pump here, just to scout it, but I'm going to miss, which isn't really that big of a deal, as I can just go into Mega Mawile, and just, because at this point I'm kind of figuring he doesn't have the Will-O-Wisp, as he didn't click the first time. So I'm just going to go hard Mega Mawile here, as he actually does click the Will-O-Wisp. And this is not really the end of the world, as I'm still going to do a ton of damage to this Mega Sableye, and pretty much anything he wants to go into, so I'm just going to go ahead and click the Play Rough here, and he's going to go into Necrozma, and this does 39% wall burn. Now, that is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely crazy. So, yeah, that's really nice for me, because Necrozma would have been really annoying to deal with later on, especially if it's like an offensive autonomized weakness policy set. So that was really nice to just be able to chip this thing down really early on in the game. So yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and just click the Play Rough again here, I believe. Yeah, I'm just going to click the Play Rough here, as he just going to stay in, and I'm just going to, as he shows the Mago Berry, and this was really nice prep on his part. But it's really not the end of the world, as I'll be able to just come in and Revenge Kill it in a second, as you guys will see. I'm just going to go ahead. I had the Sucker Punch, but I didn't want to risk him having the Moonlight and recover all his health back. So I just went ahead and clicked the Play Rough, and he's going to claim the kill on my Mega Mawile. So at this point, I can't KO the Necrozma if it's a bulky set, unless I click my Z move. So at this point, I'm just going to fire off the Z move, and I'm going to be able to take the kill on Necrozma, which is really nice for me, as I'm not going to have to deal with this thing later on. So yeah, it's really nice. So at this point, I get the speed boost, and he goes into Strike. So I was going through my head, yeah, I'm probably going to outspeed this, and I should be able to KO with the Earthquake. But as you guys see, he's Scarfed, and he's going to click the Overheat and claim the kill, which is really annoying, but it's not the end of the world, as I can just go into Swellow right here and just do damage to something, as he's going to go to Mega Sableye, and I'm going to click the Boom Burst, which is guaranteed going to a KO. So we're going to take out the Mega Sableye, which is really nice, as can't be able to switch in, as he's going to go straight into the Zepstrika. So at this point, I have to go into Rotom. It's my only switch into this point, and it's going to be really annoying if I can't kill it. So I'm going to go straight into my Rotom Wash as he's going to click the Thunderbolt. And luckily, since we have a max HP, we're able to take it fairly well and able to take another 2 hits if it comes down to it. So I'm going to go ahead and click the Hydro Pump here because I need to get this thing in range of a Water Shuriken or I'm just going to lose. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to click the Hydro Pump as he goes and sacks off Dugtrio. And I missed, which was really unfortunate, but it really wasn't the end of the world. But, you know, he's going to be able to force me to switch into my Greninja as he's just going to click the Stone Edge. And at this point, I can just click the Hydro Pump again and claim the KO. I didn't want to click the Water Shuriken there because it actually did not guarantee KO there, depending on how many hits I get. So, yeah, I had to go for the, or I didn't have to, but I wanted to play it safe to go for the Hydro Pump as 80% was better than like 60%, for example. So at this point, he's just going to go hard to Zip Strike, and I'm forced to go Rotom Wash here. And the only way we can win this game is if we hit, I believe we need to hit this Hydro Pump right here to put him in a low range, and we do. So that puts him in range of Water Shuriken, guaranteed 100% of the time. So that's really nice for me as I'm just going to be able to clean this game up unless he is Scarf Typhlosion and he's hits 2 Fire Blast me. So I'm going to sack off my Rotom Wash here, go into my Greninja, and be able to claim the kill on the Zip Strike. So at this point in the game, I was thinking to myself, there's no way he's Scarfed. And if he clicks Eruption, he automatically loses, as I'm going to go for the Water Shuriken here because as long as I get damage on this thing, Swellow guaranteed 1-hit KOs, and I really don't want to risk the miss here. So I'm just going to go ahead and click the Water Shuriken and get, I'm going to get 3 hits here, but I'm not going to be able to claim the KO, and he's going to hit the Fire Blast to get Greninja. And at this point, this was kind of the moment of truth. Is he Scarf? Is he Specs? And as you guys find out, he was Specs. So we are going to be able to take the 1-0 win over Lux, and wow, this was a really close game, a really fun game, and I just want to go ahead and say GG to Lux. Make sure to go check out his channel down in the description below, along with all the other UDN coaches. And that pretty much wraps it up for this week. We're pretty much back on schedule now, and I'll be uploading my Week 5 match this Saturday. So yeah, I'll make sure to see you guys next time.